everyone. Welcome to Yoga with Danielle. Today for our practice, we're going to use a block or a pillow at the end of our practice. Of course, you're welcome to use it throughout the practice if that feels good for you. Otherwise, we're just going to start in a seated position. So you can just move your block off to the side or you can sit on it, okay? Okay, so sit up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders back just a few times and then roll them forward. Good, and then we're slowly just gonna start with a little bit of cat and cow seated here, okay? So hands just on your knees, okay? You're gonna lift your chest up towards the sky, maybe even look up towards the sky. And then exhaling, you're gonna round your spine, belly button in, and then I'm using my hands against my knees to get a nice big stretch through my back, okay? So inhaling, arching up, here is your cow pose. And then exhaling, rounding your spine, cat. Good, so just moving in and out of cat and cow, seated here, and this is always a really great option. If your wrists are bothering you in hands and knees, you can always do cat and cow seated. Okay, good. Okay, so sticking to this cat and cow variation, okay, or if you'd like, we're gonna start to circle it around and move our cat and cow into a nice big circle here, okay? So we're going to bring our chest forward, we're gonna lean over to the right and then circle back and around over to the left and then circling forward. So again, we're getting this nice big, roundedness through our spine. We're stretching our side bodies as we're circling around just 3 times. Great, and then we'll slowly reverse the circle, okay? So bringing your chest through, your arms leaning over to the left, circling back and around, and circling. And again, this can be really big circles like how I'm doing it, or you can make them nice and small too, okay? So everyone's body's gonna be different, especially if you're doing this really early in the morning, you might have to move a little bit smaller. And then maybe as you, move throughout the day, you can move a little bit bigger. Okay, so again, just tuning into your body here. Okay, good. And then we're going to go back to that round of just cat and cow, just to kind of situate and clean out the spine, kind of coming back to neutral. Okay, notice which leg you have in front, okay? We're going to fold forward over your hips. Okay, drop your head, make it nice and heavy. Good, and slowly just start to connect with your breath here. So taking nice mindful inhales, mindful exhales. Good, mindful inhale, inhaling in, exhaling out. Okay, good, slowly rising back up. We're going to switch the cross of our legs and do the exact same thing. So a nice little round of cat and cow here, arching up, exhaling, rounding your spine. Good, inhaling cow, exhaling cat. Good, one more just like that. And again, sticking with this variation, or we're going to start to add the circles again. So we're going to circle to the left this time, circling around 3 times. Good, again, I'm making this as big as you like to or as small. I notice, when I'm not inspired to move as much, doing these nice circular movements and flowing with my breath really helps inspire me to keep moving or to start moving. Okay, good. We're going to reverse the circle 3 times. Good. Sometimes we just got to move our energy around to allow ourselves to gain some energy, shift the energy. So maybe you're kind of having a little bit of negative energy, so moving will help, kind of clear out some of that stale air, that stiff air. Good. Moving back through cat and cow just a few times. And then when you're ready, we're going to fold over our legs on this side. So just folding over your hips, drop your head, make it nice and heavy. Good, slowly rising back up, sitting up nice and tall. Good, bringing the soles of your feet together, knees out nice and wide. Good, and then we're just gonna reach our arms just out to the sides, okay? And then sitting up nice and tall, so I'm lifted up onto my fingertips here. I'm just gonna drop one ear to one shoulder. And again, maintaining the length of my spine, feeling a nice big stretch. Good, try not to collapse through the shoulders. You wanna really press down, really lengthen through the fingertips all the way down to the mat. Good, and then switching sides. Okay, so your ear to the other shoulder, dropping the shoulders down, maintaining length through your spine. Good, checking in with your breath, trying not to collapse. Great, and then bringing your head back in line with your spine. We're gonna fold forward over our hips. Okay, and as you round over here, you can take your hands and kind of give yourself a little massage here, just grabbing hold of your traps, okay, warming up, loosening up the neck, any tension here. Good, so again, just like a little bit of like self-massage, self-care. You can even kind of rub your fingers down your neck towards the bottom part of your skull, giving yourself a little massage here. It doesn't have to be long. When you're ready, you can relax your arms down by your feet. Good. Staying for about 2 more deep breaths here, okay? I'm just going to shift to the side so you can see a side view here. Good. On your next inhale, rise up slowly. Okay. Bring your hands back behind you. Okay. So I'm going to ground my palms down, but of course you can stay with your feet up, lifted on your fingertips. Okay. Knees are going to point up towards the sky. I'm going to roll my shoulders, lift up through my chest, and then here's again like that cow pose, really arching up through the chest, feeling a nice big stretch through the collarbones, the shoulders, anterior delts. Good, and then slowly start to straighten your legs out onto the mat. Feet can be together or you can be shoulder distance apart, okay? And then from here, we're gonna slide our hands down towards our feet, rounding over again, nice and easy. Good, and again, you can shake your head yes, you can shake your head no. Good, and then slowly rising back up, coming right back up into Dandasana. Okay, good. Sitting up nice and tall. Take a nice big deep inhale in. Exhaling again, sliding your fingertips forward, dropping your spine, dropping your head, lengthening over your legs. Good. Inhaling, slowly rise back up, sitting up nice and tall. Good. Roll the shoulders back, lift up through the chest. Inhale in. Exhale, slowly slide those fingertips forward, lengthen over your legs, drop your head, make it nice and heavy. Good. Okay, and we're going to do that 3 more times, okay? So you can continue to keep the legs exactly where they are. Okay, we're going to rise back up. I'm going to choose to make my legs a little bit wider. So I'm going to go about as wide as my mat. Okay, not super wide, but just kind of changing the angle just a little bit. And then same thing, I'm sitting up nice and tall. Then I'm just sliding my fingertips towards my heels. Okay, stretching over my legs, dropping my head, making it nice and heavy. Okay, you're welcome to grab the outer edges of your feet or your ankles if you like, but it's not necessary, okay? Good, rising back up, nice and slow. Good, inhaling in, exhaling, lengthening forward, reaching those fingertips towards your heels, drop your head, make it heavy. Last one, rising right back up, sitting up nice and tall. Take a nice big deep inhale in. Exhaling, folding forward over those hamstrings, nice and slow, nice and gentle here. Okay, good. Slowly rising back up. Okay, we're going to bend the knees, plant the feet again. Arms are going to reach back behind you again and again. Fingertips can fan out or eventually face your glutes. We're going to roll our shoulders, lift our chest, okay? Stay here or slowly start to rise up into reverse tabletop. Okay, intensifying the stretch a little bit through the chest, the biceps. Keep your focus forward for today, just looking straight ahead. Good, let's stay for 2 more deep breaths. Inhaling in, exhaling out. Good, last one, inhale in. Exhale out. Good. Stay for the inhale. Exhaling, lowering your hips down. Good. And then we're going to take our right ankle. We're going to cross it up and over our left knee. Okay, so seated figure 4, sitting up nice and tall. And again, hands can stay back behind you if you'd like, or you can reach around and grab and cradle this right leg, okay? If your hands are behind you, again, try not to slump. Try to sit up nice and tall. Use the strength of your abdominals to keep you lifted as we start to stretch the right hip a little bit more. So maybe we scooch a little bit closer towards our left heel. Okay, maybe we stay right here. We're gonna stay for just a few more deep breaths. Good, taking your time, we're gonna slowly roll down, okay, onto our backs. Interlace your hands around your left hamstring for the figure four glute stretch on our back. Okay, dropping the shoulders, opening up through the chest here, and then energetically pulling that right leg in towards your chest. Keeping that right foot nice and flexed so you're protecting your knee joint. Good. A few more deep breaths here on this side. Okay, good. We're going to release our hands, okay? We're going to hug this right knee into our chest. And we're going to extend the left leg out nice and long onto the mat. Okay, 3 little hip circles, 3 times in one direction. And then reversing the circle 3 times in the other direction. 1, 2, and 3. Good. And then let's go and extend that right leg up towards the sky. And then just flex and point. Okay, you can grab onto the back of your hamstring. You can also do this without your hands or arms. Good. And then just staying a little bit here for the hamstring stretch so you can walk your hands up your leg if you'd like to go a little bit deeper. Okay, it's not necessary. Again, we're just trying to move the energy, anything that feels stuck in our body, just to kind of get a nice little flow going, to kind of create our day, maybe help us move through our week a little bit more. Okay, good. Okay, bend your right knee into your chest and we'll come into a supine chest twist. Right knee across to the left side of your body, right arm out nice and long. Okay, combining right knee and twist together. Good, just breathe here. And again, we'll go into a little bit deeper twist at the end of our practice with our block or pillow. So this is just kind of preparing us and getting us set up here. Okay. Let's add a little quad stretch here, okay? So our straight leg, our left leg, we're gonna bend it in, okay? And this might be it. So you might just stay here in this little stag, okay? Maybe your right fingertips grab your toes and your ankle, okay? And again, it doesn't have to be super intense. Just getting this nice little stretch through the left quad in this nice little spiral twist, okay? Notice if your right hip wants to hike up, keep pressing it down, okay, so that you're creating space from the tip of your hip and the bottom part of your rib cage. You still have lots of space there. Good, let's stay for one more breath. Inhale in, exhale out. Good, stay for the inhale. Exhaling, release, slowly come back to the center, nice and slow. Readjusting, hug your knees into your chest, and then we're just gonna rock and roll just a few times here, finding enough momentum to roll all the way up, coming right back up to seated, okay? Good, okay, great. And then from here, we're gonna switch sides, okay? So left ankle over your right knee. So here's the figure four seated. Sitting up nice and tall, okay? Using your hands to help lift your chest up a little bit higher is definitely welcome, okay? Try not to round your spine, okay? If you're rounding your spine, maybe your right knee's bent too much, okay? Really think about that length through the spine. As you start to warm up, maybe you can lift your hips a little bit closer to the right heel, and again, move slow. You don't have to go right into the deepest part of the stretch. Move nice and easy, ease into it. Good, and again, we're gonna stay for a few more deep breaths. Good, and lots of options here for the arms, cradling the left knee, your hands behind you. Good, if you want to check out your strength, maybe reach your arms forward, see how much abdominals you have to use to stay upright by keeping the legs nice and close into you. Okay. Making our way onto our backs, okay? So roll down nice and slow, interlace the hands around the right hamstring, drop the head, make it heavy, open up the chest, and then figure four glute stretch on your back. Good. Flexing in through your left foot to protect the left knee joint. the rhythm of your breath is like moving to your own beat song. Okay, so always checking in with your breath. Okay, good. Slowly releasing your hands. Left knee into your chest. Okay, right leg out nice and long onto the mat, and then 3 hip stirs, 3 circles in one direction. Good. Reversing 3 circles in the opposite direction. Great. Extending the left leg up towards the sky, grabbing behind your hamstring, and then just flexing and pointing through the foot here. Great. And then a little extra for the hamstring stretch. Maybe walk your hands up your leg. Okay. Good. Bending the left knee, twisting, supine twist. Left knee comes to the right, left arm reaches out to the left. Okay, first, right away, notice if this left hip wants to hike up, you want to press it down so you create lots of space in your waist, okay? Staying here. This feels so good, okay? And then only if you want to, we'll add that second addition to the stretch. Okay, so right leg, the straight leg, we're going to bend it, okay? And then left fingertips, maybe grab your toes or your ankle for the nice little quad stretch in the twist, okay? Good, and remember, your hips are pretty anchored. They're stacked on top of each other, and you're really just twisting from the belly button up, okay? And then we're just adding some fancy leg stuff here with the quad stretch and the twist. Not necessary, you can always stay with just the twist. Gently release, come back to the center, gently unwinding, okay? And then we're gonna hug our knees into our chest, and again, we're gonna rock forward and backwards. This is a nice little stretch for the spine, rocking and rolling, and then coming all the way back up to seated. Okay, great. So we're gonna keep with the right leg for the hip stretch, okay? So if you want to, right ankle over the left knee. This is perfectly fine. If this was a deep enough stretch for you, you can come back to this position. Otherwise, we're going to add on just a little bit, okay? So we're going to stack our legs on top of each other for double log pose or double pigeon pose. So left knee is going to stay bent. You're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee, and then you're going to stack, your knees and your ankles on top of each other like I Dream of Jeannie here, okay? This is a pretty intense hip stretch, so definitely don't slam into this. You're welcome to use any props. You can slide a block, a pillow under this right knee if it's too intense, okay? And then remember, your pose does not have to look like mine. All of our bodies are made differently, and where you're at is perfect, okay? And lots of options. You can go back to that figure 4, seated or even on your back. Okay, and we're just gonna stay here. Hands can be down by your sides. I like to close my eyes to kind of keep my energy inward. So I'm really tuning in to how this right hip is feeling. And I'm making sure while I'm tuning in, I'm not causing any harm or pain into this right knee joint. Specifically for me, I have a lot of injuries in this right knee, so I can sometimes tend to push it to a point where it's harmful or causing injury to my body. So, we're always on this fine line of what's uncomfortable and what's uncomfortably painful that's causing harm to our body. It's okay to be in discomfort, right? That pushes us in our practice. But it's really important that it stays in that zone and not this harmful zone where you're actually causing harm to your body, to your practice, okay? Because we want to be doing this practice for a long time. So we got to really tune in, listen in, and really take care of ourselves, okay? Good, okay, and hopefully with all of my chit-chat distracting you a little bit from the stretch, okay, that we can stay a little bit longer, okay? Again, hands can stay to the side, or maybe you start to walk your hands forward. Maybe you start to lean forward, stretch forward, and again, only go to your edge, okay? Okay, let's stay for about 3 more deep breaths here, okay? So nice big deep inhale in, exhaling out. Good, inhaling in, exhaling out. Okay, good, last one, inhaling in, exhaling out. And we're gonna slowly come on up nice and slow, okay? We're gonna walk our hands back to gently ease out of this. Ooh, okay, unwind your legs, give them a nice little shake out, little wag. Good, and then we'll go to the second side. So again, left ankle over your right knee for the figure 4 seated or on your back. Okay, otherwise we're gonna just kind of tuck this right leg in. We're gonna stack our left ankle over our right knee. Okay, so again, a nice little I dream of Jeannie pose. And again, any props are welcome. And maybe on this side you really need it. And that's okay. It's okay that your sides are different, okay? And again, just tune in, listen in, sit up nice and tall. Keep your feet really active. It's important that you keep your legs active here. And again, in this position, just because we're adding in a lot of seated weight here, gravity a little bit more, it's really important that we keep this top foot really active to protect the left knee joint. Okay, so there's no twisting or torquing. And then also we're protecting the ankle as well too, okay? Good, tuning in, to tune out, to check in, to take care of yourself, to be where you're at in your practice. And again, wherever you're at is perfect. Right, we want to sense the pose. We don't want to actually be the picture of the pose, right? Because everyone's picture is going to be different. So you just want to embrace it and feel it, notice it in your body and experience the pose. That's what it's all about anyways. Good, okay, staying right where you are or slowly starting to walk forward. Stretching forward, which intensifies the stretch. So again, go to your edge. Good, stay for 3 more deep breaths on this side. Nice smooth inhales in, smooth exhales out. Inhaling in, exhaling out. Good, last one, inhaling in, exhaling out. And then slowly start to walk your hands in, gently start to rise up. Hands will crawl and walk back so that you can help unwind your legs gently, giving them a nice little shake out. Good, okay, and then we're gonna make our way onto our backs and then go ahead and take your block or your pillow with you, okay? So gently just roll down. Okay, we're gonna take the block or pillow in between our inner thighs here, okay? So keeping our inner thighs nice and active, and again, it's gonna help stack our hips and our knee joints and our ankle joints as we begin to twist a little bit deeper here, okay? So we're gonna drop our knees over to the right. Okay, yeah, we'll start on this side so you guys can see first, okay? So as you can see, my hips are lined up, my knees are stacked, okay? I'm gonna let my ankles just relax, okay? So my lower leg relaxes. I'm energetically squeezing the block, okay? Right arm is gonna reach out to the side, okay? And this is where you might need to adjust, okay? So I'm gonna reach my left arm back, okay? But I have to crawl this right rib cage and shoulder forward, okay? So that I can open up my wingspan a little bit more, okay? And again, I'm really keeping my lower body, okay, my hips and my knees active by pressing into the block or pillow. And then again, practicing that twist from the belly button up, okay? That's why I kind of crawl that right shoulder out to the right a little bit more so that I have somewhere to twist and go to so that my hips don't follow with me, okay? So keeping my hips stacked. Good. You can bring this right hand on top of your legs to kind of help guide them to have a little bit of extra weight so that, again, you're staying nice and active in the legs here, and then slowly starting to turn your focus towards your left fingertips. Good, taking those nice smooth deep breaths. With each inhale you take, See if you can find a little bit more length, and then with each exhale, maybe you go a little bit deeper. Okay, good. Okay, you're welcome to stay longer if you'd like. We're going to slowly start to unwind. Oh, okay, go really slow here. Ground your feet. Oh, bring everything back to the center. Straighten back out again. Okay. Pause for a moment. Good. And then we'll slowly go to the left side. Okay, so knees will fall over to the left. Good. Stacking your hips. So right hip stacked on top of the left. Hugging the block or pillow. Okay. Left arm is going to reach out a little bit so that you can start to twist and spiral from the rib cage, okay, up for the twist here instead of letting the hips go, okay? We want to keep our hips nice and stacked here, okay? Good. Inhale in, ease into it, exhale out. Good, nice full deep breath. Keep pressing into the pillow or block so we get a nice active twist. Getting a little bit more activation out of it. Good, and then we can bring this left hand right on top of the right knee again, kind of being a nice little reminder of that self-adjustment of keeping the knees and hips stacked, and then maybe your head and your focus starts to go towards your right fingertips. Ooh, I'm getting lots of cracks on this side, lots of pops. Good. Okay, let's stay for 3 more deep breaths here. Going a little bit deeper with each breath that you take, and then finding a little bit more softness with each exhale. Good, last breath. Okay, slowly take your time. Again, you're welcome to stay a little bit longer if you need to. We're going to slowly make our way back to the center, nice and slow. Oof. Okay, straightening back out again. Good. Take your blocker pillow out for just a moment. We're going to lift the hips up, and we're going to slide that blocker pillow underneath our hips, okay? Good. And this is where we're going to end today in a little supported bridge for our Shavasana, for our final resting pose, okay? And again, lots of options here. You can totally ditch the pillow or block. You can stay with your knees bent. You can also straighten the legs out if that feels okay on your low back. And then the final option is to reach one leg at a time up, and then you can come into a variation of like legs up the wall, legs up the block, right? Good, or the pillow. Okay, so we're gonna just stay here. Just again, for not the longest Shavasana, but again, you can always, pause the video, you can stay here longer, taking a proper legs up the wall about 15 minutes, or a proper Shavasana about the same, okay, or somewhere in between. But again, just letting go of everything. Allow yourself to relax and release into the mat, connecting back with your breath. Slowly start to lower your legs down if your legs are up. If your legs are straight, start to bend your knees back in. Lifting your hips, slowly releasing the block out from underneath you, your prop. Lowering your hips down nice and slow. Straightening your legs out onto the mat, arms will reach up over your head, give yourself a nice big stretch. Good, and then hugging your knees into your chest, and again, you can roll onto your side, or sticking with the theme here of just rocking and rolling, again, to get energy and a nice little stretch through your spine. We're going to rock all the way up to a seated position. Good, so sitting up nice and tall. Good, bringing your hands together at your heart center. just thank yourself, be in gratitude for your practice today, for showing up on your mat. And slowly just begin to smile in honor of your practice. Go in peace. Namaste.